You rallied and completed coursework, defended those theses, and finished unbelievably strong. Again, you persisted, and I am so proud of you. My biggest regret for the class of 2020 is that you didn't get to experience the ritualistic completion of your collegiate careers with all of the normal splendor. Saying goodbye in person to your teachers and friends, attending award ceremonies and mixers and crawfish boils, being there together in Shaver Theater for this ceremony and sharing a bite and a hug and a photo afterwards. I'm truly sorry you missed these things. And yet again, we persist. Nothing can keep us from our joyous duty this day, though we may experience the occasional frozen Zoom screen, technical glitch, or barking dog. Those will be mine. We are here to recognize our graduating seniors for their academic accomplishments and for their research achievements, and to honor their teachers for their support, dedication, and mentorship. But first, I want to offer a special welcome to the families of our students who are here today, who made sacrifices and offered love and support without which this day would never have happened. Wherever you are, please turn on a screen or to the person next to you on the couch and acknowledge your families. We are not worthy. Thank you. We have several guest speakers who wanted to join our celebration this afternoon, beginning with the leader of our great university. Thomas Galligan is interim president of LSU, and within weeks of his appointment, celebrated a national football championship at the White House, and then presided with calm and steady leadership over the historic pivot our university made this spring due to the coronavirus. Before taking the reins, he was dean of LSU's Abear Law Center and president, before that, of Colby Sawyer College in New Hampshire. He earned degrees from Stanford, the University of Puget Sound, and Columbia. And here's something cool. As a professor at LSU's law school about 20 years ago, he was honored as outstanding professor an astonishing 6 times. He's asked to be with you today to offer a few words of wisdom. President Galligan.
Thank you, Dean Earl. And in my case, it'll be meowing cats in the background, not barking dogs. But the barking dogs may make the cats meow even louder and vice versa. But on to the festivities. It is my great pleasure and privilege to congratulate our amazing Ogden Honors College graduates. Today, as we celebrate the culmination of your journey at LSU and your completion of the rigorous academic curriculum at the Honors College, I will say we are all extremely proud of you. As first-year students, you accepted a great challenge when you joined the Honors College, and you've dedicated yourselves to years of extremely hard work to reach the milestone we are celebrating today and tomorrow. You have performed phenomenally, and you have accomplished great things along the way. I have every confidence today that the ambition, work ethic, intelligence, and perseverance that you have displayed throughout your time at LSU, and especially during this most challenging spring semester, is going to lead you to even greater accomplishments in the years to come. In the class of 2020, I know there are future leaders, teachers, researchers, scholars, innovators, and I can't wait to see all the amazing things that you are going to do. Now, I know you're all anxious to take the next step in your journey, but I encourage you now to spend a minute reflecting on your path to this point, remembering all the folks who have made today possible, and remembering all the great memories and friends that you have made at LSU, and celebrating your graduation with your loved ones. The historic moment that we're living in reminds us that relationships really are among our most precious assets. We may be physically distant, but we are socially together. So, as you go forward, I urge you to maintain your relationships with the friends and faculty members who have traveled alongside you in your LSU journey. Wherever your journey leads you, you will forever be a valued member of the LSU family. Now, Dean Earl mentioned Randy Newman. I will also refer to Randy Newman. Randy Newman has a new song out, and it's called Stay Away, about the pandemic. But please, while you may stay away today, please ignore Randy Newman's advice in the future. Come back often, and I hope very soon, maybe later this summer or in the fall, you will come back so we can do all of this again in person and have real, not virtual confetti behind us. Enjoy this day. Congratulations, and go Ogden Honors Tigers.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you so much, President Galligan. It means a lot to have you here. I know to our families and our graduates. Our next speaker is Dr. Stacia Haney, who is Provost and Executive Vice President. I'm sorry, I got that all wrong. Dr. Stacia Haney has been an active member of the LSU community since joining the Department of Political Science in 1990, making this her 29th year on our campus. In 2005, Provost Haney was named the J.W. Anison Jr. Family Alumni Professor, and since 2006 has served in various roles, including Associate Dean and Interim Dean of the Graduate School, Vice Provost of Academic Affairs, Dean of the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, and now as Executive Vice President and Provost. That's what I was looking for. Dr. Haney's been awarded the Arts and Sciences Professors Award for Distinguished Scholarship, the LSU University Alumni Association Faculty Excellence Award, and the LSU College of Arts and Sciences Advisory Council Award for Excellence in Undergraduate Teaching. Now to say a few words to you, please join me in welcoming Provost Stacia Haney.
Thank you so much, Dean Earl, and I'm thrilled to be able to speak to you today. As President Galligan noted, this was not the spring we planned for, or that anyone could have imagined, but we met the challenge, and you faced the semester with grit and determination and even humor, because that's who you are as a Tiger. And we are here today to celebrate, as Dean Earl and the President noted, that you persist regardless. You are fierce no matter the challenge, and you will succeed despite floods or pandemics. And I want you to take a few seconds, and I ask graduates that you remember where it all began and who has been with you on this journey. And for moms and dads of graduates who are with us today virtually, and other friends and brothers and sisters and grandmas and grandpas and aunts and uncles and wives, partners, husbands, boyfriends, girlfriends, other family and friends of the graduates, and of course our faculty and staff, I want all of you to think about the twists and the turns in your graduate's journey. And for moms and dads, I want you to remember the very first day you dropped your graduate off for kindergarten and they cried as you walked away. And I want you to remember the day they began their journey with us at LSU. And you cried as they walked away. And for other family and friends, remember the joys and the angst and anxiety and now the incredible pride that you have experienced as a result of these graduates. And I want all of you to take just a minute wherever you are and give a shout out to your graduate to commend them on this incredible achievement.
Yeah! Yes!
I want you to think about your mom, your dad, and grandma and grandpa and friends and aunts and uncles and your partners and boyfriends, girlfriends, family, your faculty, your staff, who supported you in this achievement, because we do not reach these goals alone. And I want you to remember the excitement when your acceptance letter into the Honors Ogden College arrived, and I want you to remember the trepidation of your first registration on pause, the family who cheered you on with your first good grade, and the friends who encouraged you after the first bad grade you made. And of course with this group that was a B+. The staff who held your hand through degree audits and thesis forms, and the professors who challenged you in every honors course you took and who helped shape that thesis and graduates. I want you to take a moment and you to give a virtual shout out to them. According to a Harvard study, 6.7% of the world's population are college degree holders. You have achieved something that the vast majority of the people on this planet have not been able to do. You are in very rarefied air. You are among the students who succeeded as an honors student in a top-tier, flagship, research-intensive, SEC-loving institution. But, oh wait, you did it during a pandemic. You are among the 0.000246%, actually I'm making that number up, but the point is, it is a tiny fraction of the world's population who have been able to do what you have done.
Wow.
And whether this was an easy journey for you to this day, or a very, very challenging one, you did it. You have succeeded at the very highest levels. And as your provost, I am singularly grateful for your drive and your dedication and your discipline, which has led you to be among that very select group of individuals who are graduates of the Roger H. Ogden Honors College of Louisiana State University. And as we've noted, we will celebrate your graduation virtually now, and we hope very soon on our campus. We celebrate today as you commence the next steps of your journey in this lifetime. What an incredible achievement. But with that achievement comes responsibility. Louisiana State University, our faculty, and our staff have prepared you to claim all the success you can imagine. You are among a privileged group, that of college graduate. And you are to leverage that to make not just your life better, but this world a better place. I am so very proud of you. Kudos and congrats and go Tigers.
Thank you so much, Provost Hinney, for those remarks. It means a lot, again, to have leadership of the university here at this virtual graduation. I now have the pleasure of introducing a great friend of our university and of the Ogden Honors College. John Bell Edwards is the 56th governor of the great state of Louisiana. Born in the seventh of 8 children to Sheriff Frank Jr. and Dora Edwards, he graduated from Amite High School, where he also met his wife Donna, the OHC's graduation speaker in 2018. He attended the U.S. Military Academy at West Point. He served on active duty for 8 years, earning Airborne Ranger and Jump Master status, culminating with the command of a rifle company in the 82nd Airborne Division. Retiring from the Army at the rank of captain, he moved back to Louisiana, earned a law degree from LSU before opening a civil law practice in Amite. In 2008, the people of House District 72 elected him to the Louisiana House of Representatives, where he served for 8 years before his election to the governor's mansion in 2015. And over the past 3 months, Governor Edwards has earned high marks for leading our state, an epicenter of the COVID-19 outbreak, through the pandemic with strong bipartisan leadership based on science and keeping our citizens safe. He very much wanted to deliver these remarks in person, but let's see how technology works on this fine afternoon. Governor Edwards.
To the class of 2020, congratulations on this momentous achievement. I know this isn't the senior year you envisioned, and no one can replace the memories you had hoped to share with friends and family during this time. But even though I can't personally shake your hand at graduation, I want you to know how incredibly proud I am of everything that you've accomplished and the persistence that it took to get here. One of the things our fight against COVID-19 has taught us is that we need creative, innovative minds like yours to bring forth solutions and build stronger communities, no matter what challenges come our way. You are the future of Louisiana, and because of you, that future looks bright. One day, when we can all be together again, we will ensure that your class is properly celebrated. But until then, congratulations, class of 2020, and God bless.
That actually worked pretty well. Let's try one more. Before we get to our outstanding graduates, I want to introduce another special guest to our celebration, a son of Baton Rouge and a former LSU Tiger, someone who's helped a lot of us make sense of our new normal by reporting on the pandemic from CNN in New York City. Mr. Don Lemon graduated from Baker High School, where he served as class president his senior year, attended Brooklyn College before transferring to LSU. A broadcast journalism major, he quickly moved on to anchor jobs in Alabama and Pennsylvania before landing at NBC in New York. He moved over to CNN in 2006 and achieved even greater prominence as the presenter of CNN Tonight beginning in 2014. He is the recipient of an Edward R. Murrow Award and 3 regional Emmys. He very much wanted to attend the ceremony in person, but graciously offered to provide this message when in-person gatherings became impossible. Not live from Don Lemon's backyard, Don Lemon.
Hello, LSU alums and graduates now. This is Don Lemon from CNN. As you know, I went to LSU and I'm from Baton Rouge, so I'm so happy to be able to do this with you. I'm so proud of you. I really am so proud of you. And I just want to congratulate you to be among the first to congratulate you. I wanted to be there, so I have my notes and I want to make sure that I get everything right. So if I look down and glance, it's only because I want to make sure that I get everything in. 143 of you, 55 summa cum laude, 30 magna cum laude, 20 cum laude, 104 thesis candidates producing original research as undergraduate students, the highest number ever for college, from 24 parishes, that's a Louisiana thing, parishes, 39 states, citizens of 4 countries, 93 women and 50 men. Of course, there'll be more women. The women always do better than the men. So, and not to mention the fellowship recipients. Listen, I know that you guys wanted a more traditional graduation. You would have liked that to be with your fellow classmates, but you can't be. I don't want you to use that, though, as a hindrance or as circumstances that's going to prevent you from doing what you want to do. I want you to use that as something that pushes you to achieve something bigger and better than what you thought. Listen, let me tell you about what happened to me when I was about to graduate college. A weird circumstance happened and I thought that I would not be able to overcome it. I oddly got a job the semester before I was to graduate college, and it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I had to move from New York City to Birmingham, Alabama, and I had to figure out how I was going to finish college and take this job at the same time. So what I had to do was petition the board of trustees at the university, write a letter to them, and then if they accepted it, I had to go in front of them and actually plead my case. And then if they said, okay, fine, I had to figure out how to do that all before the age of the internet. And you know what I did? I did it. I don't know if they took pity on me or if they saw something in me that nobody else did, but it worked out. And what I did was I went around the country and I worked my way back to New York City, and now here I am on CNN with one of the best jobs in broadcasting. I'm only saying that because take whatever circumstances you think might be a hindrance, maybe in your way, and use it to motivate you. So here's my challenge to you. As the first class is graduating in the middle of a pandemic, figure out the reason for that. And I want you to take that reason and then 5, 10, 15, 20, maybe even 30 years, I want you to take that, be the person speaking in front of the graduating class, maybe at commencement, and telling those kids, those young people, what it is that they can do in order to be better and to achieve what they're going to achieve for the rest of their lives. So, you be the commencement speaker. That is my, as we say in 2020, my all-in challenge to you. Congratulations, and do your best, and go get it.
I love that video. Thank you to Don Lemon for making that in the middle of what looked like a windstorm or a gale or something. Let's get on to the reason why we're here. The 2020 graduating Ogden Honors College class is a stellar group of students, distinguishing themselves as researchers, as writers, artists, leaders, and public servants on this campus, in their local communities, and across our country. In addition to their outstanding achievements, this class has produced a Goldwater Scholar, an NSF Graduate Fellow, an Astronaut Scholar, 2 Gilman Scholars, 2 Udall Honorable Mentions, and have been initiated into national honorary academic societies, including Phi Beta Kappa. They've been recognized as leaders of campus-wide organizations and as distinguished communicators. They've studied in Argentina and Cuba, the Czech Republic, France, Germany, Greece, Spain, many parts of the United Kingdom and elsewhere. They will begin teaching in Louisiana schools or abroad, or joining political campaigns, or serving in organizations like AmeriCorps, Alliance for a Sustainable Amazon, or the National Parks. Some will take gap years to travel or to work in research labs before entering graduate or professional study. Some will begin their employment directly at notable landscape architecture and interior design firms, at major global corporations that include Deloitte, Valero, McKinsey & Company. They will pursue advanced degrees in large numbers at prestigious programs like American University, Auburn, Bard College, Baylor College of Medicine, Boise State, Columbia, Georgetown Law School, North Carolina State, Southern Methodist, Tulane, University of California at Irvine, the Università Cattolica del Sacro Cuore in Milano, Italy, University of Florida, University of Rhode Island, University of Texas at Austin, and several of our graduates will, I'm happy about this, stay here at LSU in the graduate school at the Hebert Law Center or at our health science centers. Our ceremony as we go on is going to be organized as follows. I'm going to bring in some of my friends. We will first recognize graduating seniors, then those students who have completed an honors thesis, followed by those who, in addition to the thesis, earned upper division honors distinction and college honors, our highest award. Awards will then be presented for outstanding theses and for outstanding members of this class. Now helping me out and reading lots of difficult thesis titles and names, my friend, my colleague, Associate Dean Granger Babcock.
Commending honors seniors. The first group of students we will honor chose to follow a difficult course of study, completing a host of honors courses toward their majors while maintaining high grade point averages. Alexandria Adams, Chemical Engineering. Isabel Allen, Mass Communication. Andrew Beery, Mechanical Engineering. Alexandra Bishop, Philosophy. Vincent Bozeman, Computer Science. Elizabeth Bosner, Biological Sciences. Emily Cannon, Sociology, Political Science. Robert Clark, Biological Sciences. Mary Elizabeth Creech, International Studies, Political Science. Ahmed Fazal ur Rahman, Biological Sciences. Robert Frazee, Mechanical Engineering. Claire M. Gauthier, Communication Disorders. Claire G. Gauthier, Kinesiology. Anna Catherine Gibbons, Electrical Engineering. Manning Green, Political Science. Imani Harlow, Political Science. Alexandra Haynes, Agriculture and Extension Education. Natalie Henry, Political Science. Kaylee Hoppy, Economics. Michael Hubble, Finance. Grant Hutchinson, Accounting. Akash Kushal, Political Science. Tyler Kemp, Philosophy. Shaya Korshandi, Biological Sciences. Katerina Kim, Biological Sciences. Savannah Kirk, Mass Communication. Riley Klustra, Anthropology. Danielle Leday, Biological Sciences. Taylor Luke, Economics. Thomas Luke, Microbiology.
Yeah!
Kelsey Mahfouz, English. Sarah McDowell, French. Clayton McGee, Finance. Madison McGinnis, Biological Sciences. Ishan Malhotra, Biological Sciences. Andrew Mercante, Biological Sciences. Harrison Millar, Biological Sciences. Abigail Nguyen, Mass Communication. Anna Oldenwald, Industrial Engineering. Virginia Quinlan, Biological Sciences. Anna Rawls, Biological Sciences. Rosalind Remsen, Natural Resource Ecology and Management. Hannah Richards, Psychology. Hannah Robnick, History, Biological Sciences. Mariana Russo, History.
Woo!
Anna Schwartz, Biological Sciences. Cody Setters, Mass Communication. Kennedy Saunier, Chemistry. Sophia Spring, Spanish, General Business. Taylor Sterling, Management. Catherine Suarez, Mass Communication. Kiva Turner, Biological Sciences. John Vaughn, Electrical Engineering. Rebecca Vernon, Anthropology. Elizabeth Werrett, Biological Sciences. Eleanor Whitfield, History, English, Religious Studies. Commending honors thesis seniors. The following students elected to complete a work of original scholarship in their field, presented to a faculty committee, and defended as a senior honors thesis. Brianna Carne RV, Biological Sciences. Is sexual selection driving fish diversification in the oceans? Directed by Prasanta Chakrabarty. Emily Broussard, Biological Sciences. Evolution of the albumin protein family in reptiles. Directed by Chris Austin. Jessica Elliott, Biological Sciences. Effects of exogenous organic substrates on nickel-dependent anaerobic carbon monoxide oxidation by wetland sediments. Gary King. Annalisa Fanghi, Microbiology. Assembly of the Photosystem II Reaction Center. Directed by David Vineyard. Sanjeev Gumati, Biological Sciences. The Visualization and Quantification of Adipose Tissue. Directed by Heike Musenberg-Gruning. Riasha Jones, Kinesiology. Does hand dominance matter in non-standard visuomotor transformations? Directed by Mark Delecky. Sarah Kemp, Kinesiology. The effects of watermelon juice supplementation on tissue oxygen saturation during hyperglycemia. Directed by Neil Johansson. Lauren Little, Biological Sciences. Intergenerational effects of crude oil exposure on the morphology and fitness of Gulf killfish. Fundus grandis, directed by Fernando Galvez. Cameron Simmons, Philosophy, Political Science. Unreasonable People and the Possibility of Liberal Containment. Directed by Rafe Donaldson.
I ain't mad at you.
Abigail Vinson, Biological Sciences. Relationships between neophobia behavioral phenotype, captivity, and cloacal microbiome diversity in house sparrows. Directed by Christine Latton. Amy Claire Whitehurst, History. Joint Operations, The Root of a Strong Multi-Branch Military, directed by Jason Wolfe. The next group of seniors we'll honor are the students graduating with Upper Division Honors Distinction. They have completed an Upper Division Honors program, including a thesis. They will receive a white cord and a certificate from the Honors College. Caretia Alch, Political Science, Decriminalizing the Mentally Ill in America, an examination of the overrepresentation of mentally ill citizens behind bars, and a proposal to combat this injustice, directed by Anna Gunderson. Ian Hill, Biological Sciences, Neuron Morphology and Behavioral Correlates of Attaining Dominant and Subordinate Status, directed by Karen Maruska. Bryce Jenkins, English, Altruism, An Incomplete Odyssey, directed by William Damastis. Grace Sandler Combs, Spanish, Chronicle of a Tragedy, a comparison of early modern Iberian literature to La Manada, directed by Carmela Mazza. Diego Matis, Political Science, the role of civil law in the decolonization of former Spanish and Francophone colonies, Haiti, Louisiana, and Puerto Rico, directed by James Stoner. Emily Richert, Mass Communication, a comparative analysis of immigration framing in news coverage during the 2016 Brexit referendum and the 2016 American presidential election, directed by Robert Mann. Lauren Roach, Mass Communication, studying the effects of privacy concern, exchange of benefits, and brand trust onto the generational intention to disclose personal information, directed by Yun Hyo. Devin Rose, International Trade and Finance, Economic Development of Northern Thailand after the Eradication of Poppy, directed by Daniel Keniston. Jimmy Taylor, Biological Sciences, the effects of a blueberry-enriched diet on particulate matter-induced lung injury, oxidative stress, and inflammation in an adult mouse model, directed by Stefania Cormier. Sarah Teresiano, International Studies, the growth of Louisiana's English language learners and policy implementation in the East Baton Rouge Parish school system, directed by Belinda Davis. Samantha Velter, Biological Sciences, generating transgenic animals to understand the role of the Huckabine HKB transcription factor in positioning tissue invagination, directed by Seong Chung. And the next group of students will be honoring our students graduating with college honors. They have completed 4 years of distinguished honors work. They complete 32 hours of honors coursework at an outstanding level, including Upper Division Honors Distinction with a thesis presented to a faculty committee. They will receive a bachelor's hood as well as a white cord, and their diplomas will carry the honors designation. Ryan Asimyar, Biological Sciences, regulation of apical constriction by protein trafficking components of Drosophila salivary gland invagination, directed by Seong Chung. Lauren Bagneris, Kinesiology, review of racial disparities, healthcare, health outcomes, and outreach programs, directed by Wanda Hargroder. Bailey Brule, Political Science, History, The Light Within the Dark, Lasting Successes of the New Orleans Public School Integration in 1960, directed by Alicia Long.
Wow, Light Within the Dark.
Jonathan Bruna, Chemical Engineering, exploring the host-guest properties of a tetrahedral Na12A4L4 molecular cage, incorporation into block copolymers and hosts for a series of NM-based molecular electrocatalysts, directed by Naomi El Grisi. Bridget Cadigan, chemical engineering, 3D printed structural illumination neutron optics for phase contrast imaging with the Triga neutron source, directed by Les Butler. Randy Charbonnet, interior design, the Museum of Lost Art and Monuments, the Censorship and Preservation of Monuments, directed by Marcia Cutterback. Hannah Cottrell, International Studies, Strategies for Assisting Refugees, Repatriation versus Resettlement, directed by David Sobek. Amelia Cosino, Anthropology, Analysis of the pottery assemblages of Patton Island and Burroughs shell rings of Dawes Island, South Carolina, directed by Rebecca Saunders. Catherine Davis, Natural Resource Ecology and Management, Spanish, Population Structure and Genetic Variation in Seaside Sparrows, Amnospisa maritima, using Next Generation Sequencing Approach, directed by Sabrina Taylor. Brandon Deshotels, Finance, Institutional Investors, Asset-Backed Securities, and Single-Family Rental Homes, A Revolution Doomed to Fail, or The Building of a Future Empire, directed by Carlos Swasland Jr. Niels Dixon, Psychology, Relative Contribution of the Taxonomic and Thematic Knowledge when Making Similarity Judgments, directed by Christopher Cox. Alyssa Dobson, English, LaSalle Scholar, How Cypress Trees Become Mangroves, an analysis of the works of Amitav Ghosh and Climate Change, directed by Pallavi Rastogi. Daniel Danza, Computer Science, Extracting Slabs Allocated by SLUB and Linux Memory Samples, directed by Golden Richard. Anthony Doyle, Theater, Creating and Producing Immersive Theater Performances in Found Spaces, directed by Shannon Walsh. Claire Duncan, Architecture, Anthropology, Spaces of Exile, a study of the ever-shifting social and cultural conditions of Tibetans in exile, directed by Marwan Gondor. Sarah Dunn, Industrial Engineering, Implementing a Transporter Performance Management System in a Hospital Imaging Department, directed by Laura Akuma. Anna Ducleshane, Accounting, the Importance of Disclosing Cybersecurity Risks and Incidents in a Company's 10K, directed by Joseph Magoria. Luke Dupre, History, Political Science, Religious Studies, Voting on a Prayer, Religious Objection to Presidential Candidates and Response in the Progressive Era, directed by Michael Pasquier. Claire Fisher, Biological Sciences, Verification of 2 custom antibodies for CLIP SEQ discovery of novel non-canonical substrates of an ancient tRNA maturating enzyme, directed by Anastasios Vareikis. Logan Fontenot, Psychology, English, Effect of Linguistic and Non-Linguistic Attentional Direction on English Speakers' Eyewitness Memory and Similarity Judgments of Path and Manner Differences, directed by Janet McDonald. Anne Gilbert, Social Work, The Black-White Disparity in Maternal Mortality and Morbidity, An Evaluation of Risk Factors, directed by Erin Harmeyer. Tatiana Gonzalez Quiroga, International Studies, China's Involvement in Latin America and Possible Ramifications for the United States, directed by Jan Caravel. Caleb Green, Mass Communication, Nostalgic Framing, Promotional Briefs, and the Rise of the Populist Right, directed by Robert Mann. Hayden Gidry, Biological Sciences, exploring possible lifespan extending effects of botanical extracts, directed by Adam Bonert. Megan Gibby, Biological Sciences, LaSalle Scholar. Diversity of the eastern oyster microbiome across tissue, secretion, space, and time in the northern Gulf of Mexico, directed by Morgan Kelly. Lucy Guo, Mechanical Engineering, Task Tool Creation for the NASA Human Exploration Challenge, directed by Keith Gontier. Elizabeth Haley, English, Flood, directed by Scarlett Hammond, Psychology, Political Science, the relationships between extracurricular activities, rehearsal, and short-term memory recall in children, directed by Emily Elliott. Brennan Hatcher, Landscape Architecture. R. Baton Rouge, Redefining the Arts and Entertainment District in downtown Baton Rouge, directed by Haley Blakeman. Ernati Hirath, Biochemistry, Shifts between maternal care and infanticide behaviors in female mouth brooding Astasthatopilia bertoni are associated with activation of galanin neurons, directed by Karen Maruska. Margaret Higgins, International Trade and Finance, an analysis of the effects of natural disasters on subnational economic growth, directed by Arindam Chanda. Kyle Huber, Mechanical Engineering, design of a laminated carbon fiber I-beam, directed by Genevieve Pilardi. Amanda Hussein, Biological Sciences, French, DNA methylation analysis of CR3 of oxytocin receptor gene, directed by Jumian Kim. Aya Ibrahim, Biological Sciences, correlation between leaf morphology and environmental niche in the Eucentropogonoid subclade of species-rich neotropical bellflowers, directed by Laura Logomaricino. Morgan Johnson, Political Science, LaSalle Scholar, The Criminal Justice System and Psychological Disenfranchisement, directed by Wayne Parent. Yasmin Kauji, Biochemistry, an investigation of the proline biosynthesis pathway in response to osmotic stress in Tigriopus californicus, directed by Morgan Kelly. Munira Khaled, Biological Sciences, the nucleic acid binding activity of human mitochondrial matrix protein minor 2, directed by Huanzhen Ding. Jayan Kwan, Biological Sciences, quantitative phenotypic analysis of a functional cyclin-dependent kinase inhibitor from Klebsiella placidum in Arabidopsis thaliana, directed by John Larkin. Sarah Laborde, Mass Communication, The Go Summit, directed by Sadie Wilkes. Matthew Lejeune, The Christian Other, Analyzing Valentinian Christianity Alongside Mainstream Orthodoxy, directed by Bradley Storin. Victoria Lykos, Management, Harmful Business Practices in Post-Disaster Communities, Evaluating Perpetrator-Victim Relationships, directed by Daniel Whitman. Mark Meyer, Biological Sciences, GnRH as a neuromodulator in midbrain sensory regions during the female cichlid reproductive cycle, directed by Karen Maruska. Lillian Roque Mayall, Spanish International Studies, The Foreign Women in the Works of Emilia Pardo Bazan and Margarita Nelkin, directed by Dorota Hennigan. Kendall McGoey, Psychology, the relationship between vocational interests and parenting styles moderated by work-family integration, directed by Rachel Smith. Anna Merkel, Information Systems and Decision Science, How Technology Changed the Rhythm of the Music Industry, directed by Gabrielle Piccoli. Sarah Myers, Biological Sciences, The Effect of Head Trauma on Survivorship and Climbing Ability of Wild-Type and SVIP Overexpressing Drosophila melanogaster, directed by Adam Bonner. Wen, Psychology, Parental Mental Health Help Seeking, Addressing Service Utilization Disparities Across Ethnic Minorities, directed by Anna Long. Rimno, Biological Sciences, Comparison of nanodisk and liposome interactions with 15-lipoxygenase 2, directed by Marcia Newcomer. Nico Nowakowski, Biological Sciences, LaSalle Scholar, The Effects of Transgenic Alterations of Biocarbonate Utilizing Enzymes in E. coli on the Activity of Acetyl-CoA Carboxylase, directed by Grover Waldrop. John Odell, Psychology, SSRIF, A Replication of a Discussion About Future Experiments, directed by Megan Papish. Anna Perkins, Psychology, Effects of Physical Therapist Burnout on Spousal Emotional Exhaustion and Marital Satisfaction, directed by Rachel Wilkinson Smith. Victoria Pfeiffer, English, Women's Disabled Bodies in the Novels of Agatha Christie, directed by Sharon Weltman. Christina Plunkett, History, French, Monuments and Memory, A Quantitative Analysis of Union and Confederate Monuments, directed by Gaines Foster. Austin Primo, Biochemistry, LaSalle Scholar, Understanding How Human Lipoxygenases Bind Molecular Oxygen and Arachidonic Acid Substrate, directed by Marcia Newcomer. Taylor Ann Prudhomme, French, Biological Sciences, A Glimpse in the Vast World of Alternative Medicine, French and Cajun French Healers, directed by Kathy Lequette. Malachi Persley, Architecture, Integration of Location-Based Social Networks in the Sense of Place, Mapping Techniques, directed by Tracy Branch. Kelsey Ralph, Bachelor of Interior Design, Flow, Houston's premier wellness facility, directed by Matthew Dunn. Leonard Ray, History, Black and White, Derailment of Desegregation in East Baton Rouge Parish Schools, directed by Gaines Foster. Jane Ainsley Rothschild, Temperature of Freezing Impacts Liposome Stability with and without LEA proteins from Artemia franciscana, directed by Stephen Ham. Zachary Rubine, Mass Communication, English, The Roles and Motivations of Media Planners in the Proliferation of Partisan Media, directed by Martin Johnson. Daniel Rupert, Biological Sciences, Does Nickel-Dependent CO dihydrogenase activity account for anaerobic CO uptake in upland soils, directed by Gary King. Caroline Schroeder, The History and Historiography of Women's Role in the Irish Revolutionary Period, directed by Meredith Veldman. Andrew Searles, Political Science, Mass Communication, Not Just Stone and Metal, Message, Effects, and Symbols of the Confederacy in the Contemporary South, directed by Nathan Calmo. Abhishek, Biological Sciences, A Bioinformatics Study, Differential Analysis of HSV1 and the live attenuated vaccine VC2 to determine biological implications and enhance protection against lethal HSV1 infection, directed by Konstantin Kasoulas. Haley Simpson, Biological Sciences, LaSalle Scholar, testing the interaction between the cystic fibrosis transmembrane regulator in enactomin and in emicrine cells in Gallus reptinus, directed by Ivana Gleason. Holland Slikis, music education. A spotlight on women in brass performance and composition, directed by Matthew Vangel. Bailey Tinsley, mass communication. Damn, you reek of PR, an anti-establishment rhetoric and resistance to advertising within science fiction film discussions in the Reddit movie community, directed by Lance Porter. Zachary Traylor, psychology, quantifying brain network coordination during the imaginal replay of naturalistic shared experiences through role-playing games, directed by Stephen Greening. Alexander Van Beersel, biological sciences, investigating antiviral RNAi pathways in Chinorrhynchus elegans through the context of the NSL complex and its subunits, SUMV1, MYS2, and OGT1, directed by Rui Lu. Caroline Vanchieri, economics, using a difference in difference approach to examine the impact of the state earned income tax credit on student educational outcomes, directed by Eric Osborne Christensen. Caretia Washington. Protein expression and characterization of a mitochondrial group 3 LEA protein, AFR LEA3M29 from embryos of Artemia franciscana, directed by Stephen Hand.
Woo! Yeah!
Lydia Weaver, English. Julia Edwards' 19th century scrapbook, an individualized craft for the masses, directed by Lauren Coates. Russell Wilder, mass communication. The Lonely Only, an analysis of the theorizing of the United States quoticultural competitiveness on the modern-day black woman, directed by Jerry Sefos. Aston Wunsch, landscape architecture, blazing a trail for the future of Paris, Texas, directed by Haley Blackman. And now I'd like to throw it back to Dean John Earl.
Appreciate that, Dean Babcock. That's not easy to read all those theses, and we want to read all those thesis titles out loud as an honor to those of you who spent so much time working on them, researching them. So proud of all of you. Congratulations to all of you honors graduates. I'm now going to turn it over to Ogden Honors College Associate Dean Ann Holmes, who is going to announce the Honors College Outstanding Thesis Awards. Dean Holmes.
Good afternoon. It is my great pleasure to announce the recipients of the 2020 Ogden Honors College Thesis Awards. In the field of the humanities, the recipient is Victoria Pfeiffer, whose thesis is entitled Women's Disabled Bodies in the Novels of Agatha Christie. The thesis director is Sharon Weltman, who is the William E. Bud Davis Alumni Professor in the Department of English. In her nomination letter, Professor Weltman wrote, Pfeiffer reinterprets the work of the wildly popular but critically neglected 20th century British author Agatha Christie, demonstrating that disability fully and meaningfully pervades Christie's oeuvre. She argues that Christie deploys disability as a trope that at times dehumanizes characters and at other times confers special powers. This is virtuoso work for an undergraduate. The thesis not only already operates on the graduate level, but also shows very strong potential for publication. A clear indication of the project's excellence is that 2 of her chapters have been accepted into professional scholarly conferences, to which undergraduates are rarely accepted. These presentations were not in tandem with any faculty member and not regarding work that is based on or tied to that of any mentors. She submitted her abstracts and was accepted to present entirely on her own. The committee that reviewed Pfeiffer's thesis said, it is notable for its cutting-edge, timely analysis of issues surrounding disability. which Pfeiffer presents through convincing literary criticism of publishable quality. It truly is virtuoso work for a scholar at any stage of her career. Congratulations to Victoria Pfeiffer. In the field of science, the recipient is Ian Hill, whose thesis is entitled Neuron Morphology and Behavioral Correlates of Attaining Dominant and Subordinate Status. The thesis director is Professor Karen Maruska in the Department of Biological Sciences. In describing the significance of the thesis, Professor Maruska wrote, Ian's research project focused on better understanding brain plasticity during adolescence. He used our model cichlid fish to examine differences in the structure of neurons in the brain of male fish that initially become either dominant or subordinate. This is important because male social rank in this species is directly linked to their health, survival, and reproductive success. Ian was able to clearly demonstrate that males developing initially as dominant are more aggressive and have neurons that are larger, more complex, and receive more synaptic inputs compared to males that initially develop as subordinate. This work fills an identified knowledge gap in neuroscience by showing how an individual's social rank within a society impacts their brain and behavior. In a broad context, Ian's research is significant because his study closely resembles what occurs during adolescent bullying in people. So his work provides important insights for understanding evolution of brain plasticity across many species with relevant implications for human neurological health. Congratulations to Ian Hill. In the field of social science, the recipient is Caroline Vachier, whose thesis is entitled Using a Difference in Differences Approach to Examine the Impact of the State-Earned Income Tax Credit on Student Educational Outcomes. The thesis director is Eric Osborne Christensen in the Department of Economics. The nomination letter reads, Caroline's thesis centers around improving educational outcomes by reducing poverty. To maximize a country's productivity, citizens must invest in education so that their workforce will be more productive. Caroline notes the United States' lackluster international ranking in standardized testing and the need for policy to improve student outcomes. Her primary research question asked whether an earned income tax credit might positively affect educational outcomes. On its face, this is a strange proposition, since EITCs are policies aimed at poverty, not education. Caroline justifies this choice by reviewing the research and concluded 2 things. First, traditional approaches to improving education have had middling results. Second, there is a persistent relationship between poverty and poor student performance. Caroline claims it's reasonable to conclude that reducing poverty might improve scores. This thesis is thorough and displayed Caroline's complete understanding of where the current literature stands, allowing her to make this unorthodox connection between poverty reduction and education, a leap that requires considerable effort, creativity, and intellectual ability. Congratulations to Caroline Vachier. Today, let us offer congratulations and best wishes not only to the recipients of the Thesis Awards, but also to all of the thesis writers in the Ogden Honors College. Well done. And now back to Dean Jonathan Earl.
Well done.
Thanks so much, Dean Holmes. Those are amazing, amazing words and a great reward for hard work. I'll now turn it over to Ogden Honors College Director of Fellowship Advising, Dr. Drew LaMonica Arms, to announce the C.C. Du Bois and Leo and Insa Abraham Honors Excellence Award winners.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very pleased to announce the C.C. Du Bois Memorial Award. The C.C. Du Bois Memorial Award recognizes the student who, in the manner of Honors College alumna and 2006 Truman Scholar Cynthia C.C. Du Bois, demonstrates sustained commitment to LSU and broader communities and passion for serving others for research and leadership. This award was generously donated by the friends and family of the late C.C. Du Bois. C.C. was raised in Ponchatoula, Louisiana, and was a 2007 graduate of the Honors College majoring in political science. While working with the Office of Fellowship Advising, she became LSU's first female Truman Scholar. C.C. went on to attend the University of Chicago's Harris School of Public Policy, earning a master's in 2010, and then she completed her PhD in Human Development and Social Policy from Northwestern, writing a dissertation on the impact of soft affirmative action policies while undergoing chemotherapy and treatment for brain cancer. C.C. passed away on January 2nd, 2018, at the age of 32. She is remembered by all who knew her at LSU as a stellar scholar, servant leader, and genuine humanitarian. This year, the C.C. DeVille Award is presented to Sarah Terracciano. Sarah is a LaSalle Scholar in the Ogden Honors College, graduating with a major in International Studies and a minor in Spanish. Sarah was chosen as one of LSU's nominees for the 2019 Truman Scholarship because of her long-standing commitment to the English language learners communities in Baton Rouge. Throughout her undergraduate career, she has used her Spanish-speaking skills to serve the Gardeer Initiative, where she tutors students from kindergarten to high school every week or twice a week. She has also served as an ESL tutor at McKinley High School, where she translates English lectures and assists with, under the direction of Dr. Belinda Davis. Sarah's research and honors thesis explored the policy implementation of Louisiana's English language learners program in the East Baton Rouge Parish school system. Sarah has undertaken her international studies and language degrees and a study abroad opportunity and turned it into a vehicle by which she can uniquely serve, bridging the gap between language and help for those who need, especially in low-income areas around Baton Rouge. Like C.C. Du Bois, Sarah exemplifies the tenets of servant leadership, where she purposefully puts her beliefs into action without expecting accolades. I know I speak for all of us at the Ogden Honors College when I say it was a privilege to learn and to work with a student like Sarah, a student who was so moved and motivated by the service she did every single day. And it's my honor now to recognize her with the C.C. Du Bois Memorial Award. Congratulations.
Yeah.
The Leo and Insa Abraham Honors Excellence Award was generously created by Dr. Leo Abraham and Insa Abraham in honor of our longstanding honors professor, Dr. James Hardy. The award recognizes two outstanding seniors in the Honors College. Recipients of this award will have exemplified the tenets of the Ogden Honors College: academic excellence, community, and leadership. This year, our two awardees are Yasmin Kawji and Heba Sheikh. Yasmin Kawji from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, graduates summa cum laude with a Bachelor of Science degree in biochemistry and minors in psychology and chemistry. Throughout her undergraduate career, she worked as a research assistant in Dr. Morgan Kelly's Biological Sciences Lab, where she has published in the prestigious journal Molecular Ecology, in addition to completing her honors thesis. She has also been a supplemental instructor in Dr. Lewis Haber's general chemistry course. Yasmin's community service includes contributions to Women's Hospital, the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, and the St. Bernard Project. Yasmin has been an active member of the Honors, the Tiger Athletic Foundation Honors College Award for Promising National Scholars, and the Honors College Outstanding Junior recognition. She will be attending medical school at LSU Health Sciences Center in New Orleans in the fall. Heba Sheikh is from Lake Charles, Louisiana. She graduates summa cum laude with a Bachelor of Science degree in Biological Sciences with minors in Psychology and Screen Arts. She has worked as a research assistant in the LSU Center for Computation and Technology, conducting bioinformatics research and completing an honors thesis with Dr. Lyndon Coghill and Dr. Gus Vasulis. She has held numerous leadership positions on campus, most recently as External Director for Dance Marathon at LSU, Historian for AED, LSU's Pre-Medical Honor Society, and Vice President of the LSU Biological Honor Society. Heba's community service includes work with LSU's Bridge the Gap Service Society, the LSU Food Pantry, and Ollie Steelburden Manor Nursing Facility. An Honors College advocate, Heba earned sophomore honors distinction and was named outstanding freshman in the Honors College. She will be pursuing an MD, MPH dual degree at LSU Health Sciences in New Orleans this fall. Congratulations to all these outstanding seniors. Back to you, Dean Earl.
Thank you, Dr. Arms. Wow, what a stellar list of students and great award winners. I'd once again like to recognize the outstanding support all of these students have received from their parents, their grandparents, their families, aunts and uncles. And I'd like to thank our faculty, once again, for their commitment to mentoring our students and shepherding them through their tumultuous senior year. And if you didn't notice, the Ogden Honors College staff put in a lot of effort to make this virtual celebration special. They are the very best, and each of us misses all of you students very much. Thank them next time you run into them in real life, IRL. Please join me virtually but enthusiastically in congratulating all of our seniors for their accomplishments and for their grit and for their determination they showed in the face of this unprecedented crisis. You've made me as proud as I've ever been as a dean or a teacher. When this is finally over, and it will be over one day, I look forward to congratulating each of you in person, saying goodbye and reminiscing about the truly momentous times we shared at LSU and at the Ogden Honors College. To all of you who joined us this afternoon, good luck, Godspeed, and best wishes to you all. See you all in IRL sometime real soon.